In this week's video, we continue with our Icelandic adventures. We're going to be shooting on the Yashica-Mat. We get the opportunity to shoot in JFK's former limousine. We get shown around the Museum of Everything. We do a shoot in a car salvage yard in the hills. And we visit a reconstructed Icelandic homestead. When our Icelandic hosts invited us to come for a drink and see their collections of classic cars, cameras and everything, we jumped at it.
It's a little bit of all sorts of everything. Hence the Museum of Everything.
The Museum of Everything was rather a collection of curiosities, items that one family over several generations had decided to keep.
But it's missing its negative tray.
It shows a glimpse into Icelandic life, which you wouldn't normally see. A lot of it was drinking though, which is something I think we can all relate to. Well, basically, 366,000 people clinging to a volcano and drinking like it's going out of fashion.
He's a creepy baby. Rosemary's Baby much. I don't know whose baby that is, but oof. This piece of art is made from human hair.
That's what an endless winter night will do to you.
That used to belong to J.F. Kennedy. That was his limousine. It is believed that this is the car where Marilyn Monroe and him did the naughties. So every now and then, like last summer, hop in this car, a bunch of us, dress up, you know, in according to the time, with red lippy and all, and we drive to town. If I'm sat back here in the white.
Yeah, we could do that. So we've just done the shoot in JFK's former limousine. The one that he apparently diddled Marilyn Monroe in the back of. So I do hope they've cleaned the seat. It was raining very hard. We're in Iceland's infinite blue hour. It looks amazing, but the rain is really coming down. I was struggling. I've got a flash coming in through the windscreen. I've got one of the little aperture lighting me at the moment, giving me a sort of tungsten light to add to that. I'm shooting at about 1/15 of a second at f3.5. And when your viewfinder is filling up with freezing cold rain, it's very hard to focus.
On this shoot, I was incredibly impressed at the ability for the Yashica's focusing screen to hold water. It literally became a bit of a swimming pool. There was about 2 or 3 mil of water sloshing around in the bottom. Not so good for focusing though. Glad it didn't hit the film. In the end, everything worked out really well, and I was really surprised when I developed those negatives, and really happy as well. So we're shooting in the vehicle salvage yard. It's not a graveyard because the vehicles here are being kept so that people can find parts and recycle stuff. So this is a bunch of vehicles in the process of being recycled rather than dumped. To light it as the sun comes down, I've got my key light over there, and over there on top of that car I've got a slightly smaller rim light, and the background, which is slowly going grayer as it sort of starts to rain even more, hopefully gonna pick up and give me a bit more. But even if it doesn't, I should get a really nice dark moody sky from it. No sooner had those words left my mouth than the heavens opened and the rain started coming down in sheets. I am doing it. We might have had a misload. When things get kind of crazy and the weather's like this, everything just becomes 10 times as difficult. I'm not ready to give up yet. We tried for a few more shots until one of the flash guns gave us a mighty bang and stopped working, and then we decided to give up. It might just be come back at first light tomorrow morning and pray it's not still raining. Miraculously, the flash guns did dry out over the radiator and start working again by the morning, so we decided to give it one last try. And this time, although it was still raining, it wasn't quite as biblical as the night before. Although the shots were nice, I couldn't shake that feeling that they didn't have the energy or the enthusiasm that they might have had if I hadn't tried to fight the weather. In that place, in that country, the weather is king. If you don't go with it, you'll lose. And with that, I just went round taking pictures of what was there. No model, just me doing the cliched film photographer thing, taking pictures of rusty cars in the rain. For one last shoot with the Yashica, we went to visit the Commonwealth farm. Sigrun had some designs that she really wanted to shoot there and said it was one of her favourite places in the world. It's a reconstruction of a medieval Icelandic farm. It's really quite fascinating. To photograph it this time though, I was determined that I was just going to shoot it as it was. I wasn't going to try and light it. I wasn't going to try and do anything fancy. I was just going to work with the rainy, overcast light that I had, and I was just going to let the chips fall where they would and get whatever pictures would be given to me.
If you like this channel and you like the pictures, you can buy prints on Darkroom Tech. You can also support the channel on Patreon, and you can send me a roll of film. Until next week, happy shooting.